Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Stitch Diary. This is Mosmi Ambasta. Continuing with our series of videos on performance measurement, today we are going to discuss about a crucial department, which is production planning department. Production planning is planning of operations where all steps are taken at the right time, in the right place, with the right degree. Production planning department is crucial for smooth functioning of a factory, and we'll be understanding 8 important tools which will help us measure the performance. The tools are cut to ship ratio, labor cost per minute, planning performance index, on-time delivery, capacity utilization, lead time, overtime percentage, and on-time in full or OTIF. Let us understand these metrics one by one. The first metric is cut to ship ratio. It's the ratio of total number of garments shipped divided by total number of garments cut in the order. A 98% of cut to ship ratio is considered a good ratio, which means only 2% of garments were actually wasted in the production process. We can either calculate it for each order or we can calculate it over an average over a month to understand factory performance. Pieces shipped can be taken from the packing list and garments cut can be taken from regular cutting room records. To understand this better, let's take the simple example. Let's say for an order, 300 pieces were required for the order, out of which 315 pieces were cut and we finally shipped 290 pieces. So, the cut to ship ratio for this particular case is 290 divided by 315, which is 92%, which means 8% of garments were actually wasted between cutting room and shipment. It's a simple metric and helps in understanding the performance of the factory on a broader scale. The second performance metric is labor cost per minute. Labor cost per minute is essential not only to measure performance of the factory, but also to calculate the cost of labor for a new order or style. Labor cost per minute can be calculated by a simple formula. Total cost of labor over a period of time divided by total available minutes in the factory. Total available minutes can be calculated as available minutes for one operator multiplied by total number of operators in the factory. Labor cost per minute is a number which can be calculated for one order or over a period of time for a month or year for a much more precise calculation. To arrive at labor cost for one particular order, what we need to do is multiply labor cost per minute with factory's efficiency and standard minutes for that particular style. This will give us precise labor cost that we'll incur in producing that particular garment. To understand this number much better, let's take a simple example. So let's say a factory has 400 direct operators and helpers and the factory spends 30 lakh rupees per month in paying their wages and maintaining them. Let's say the factory works for 8 hours every day and 24 days in a month. So total working minutes per operator is 11,520 minutes per month. This multiplied by number of operators gives us total available minutes. So labor cost per minute is labor cost for the entire factory for a month, which is 30 lakhs, divided by total available minutes, which gives us 0.65 rupees cost per minute. The third performance measuring tool for production planning is planned performance index. It is basically a difference between planned work and actual work done. It can be calculated by dividing achieved production by planned production. Planned performance index essentially tells you the quality of production planning that the factory is doing. Ideally, the achievement should be 100%. However, a 97 to 98% is also a good number. It should be also monitored that there are various other parameters which can result in deviation from planned performance index. For example, overtime, outsourcing, vendor delays, and quality issues. And it needs further investigation. So let's say if you have achieved 100% planned performance index, but you have achieved with a large amount of overtime, it is not the desirable outcome. And it is always advised that this metric is accompanied with further explanations and understanding of various other parameters. The fourth metric we are going to talk about is on-time delivery. On-time delivery is defined as number of deliveries made on time without delays or extensions. It can be defined as total deliveries made on time divided by total number of deliveries made. It needs to be understood that a delivery is on time if it is delivered on the exact date promised. An early or a late delivery is equally bad. An early delivery will result in warehouse space and cost to the customer. On-time delivery is considered as an important metric by most customers to evaluate their vendors. The next metric to track in production planning is capacity utilization. Capacity utilization is simply the level at which the factory is actually utilizing its production capacity. Capacity utilization is therefore can be defined as the ratio of actual output divided by the potential output that the factory can achieve given the current equipment and manpower. So it can be defined as the produced garments or number of produced minutes divided by the total capacity of the factory to produce garments or minutes. This gives us the capacity utilization for a certain period of time. If you are producing a standard product, then defining your capacity utilization in number of pieces is absolutely okay. However, if your factory has too much variations in different products, then capacity utilization must be defined by the number of minutes produced. To understand this better, let's take a simple example which will help us calculate capacity utilization. Continuing with the previous example, let's say the factory had 400 direct operators and labor and they were working 24 days a month, 8 hours per day, and the efficiency of the factory was 65%. So in the last month, the factory produced 2 lakh pieces and the standard minute for per piece is 12 minutes. Total produced minutes would be 2 into 12, which is 24 lakh minutes of garments produced. The capacity of the factory would be 400 operators multiplied by efficiency of every operator, which is 65%, multiplied by total available minutes per operator, which is 24 days in a month multiplied by 480 minutes per day, which comes to 29,95,200 minutes of capacity. Dividing the minutes produced by total available minutes, we come to the capacity utilization of 80%. That means the factory is actually utilizing 80% of their available capacity. The next performance measurement tool for production planning is lead time. Lead time is the time between the order being placed and the completed shipment reaching the customer. Lead time is a very important criteria for customers as they would always want a shorter lead time such that their shipment reaches them faster and the product reaches their customers faster. Fast fashion actually ensures that the lead time should get smaller in the near future, and a shorter lead time and a stronger control on this metric can help a factory become competitive in the market. The seventh performance metric that we are going to discuss is overtime percentage. It is the percentage of time we do overtime over total working time available for the factory. Overtime percentage can be measured for a day, a week or a month. There should be a very tight watch kept on overtime percentage as it costs considerably to the factory to do overtime over their regular working hours. And it should be the job of the production planning department to ensure that their planning is better such that no overtime is required in the production process. The last production planning performance tool is OTIF. OTIF stands for On Time in Full. It is a fundamental measurement metric for logistics and planning. OTIF basically represents whether the supply chain was able to produce the expected product in the reference and quality as per the quantity ordered including tolerance, at the place where it was expected and at the time when it was promised to the customer. OTIF can be measured by calculating total deliveries that were made on time in full divided by total number of deliveries made. And this percentage is a very important measure for a vendor which is created by the customer. To have a higher OTIF, the entire supply chain has to work in tandem to ensure the processes of order, procurement, suppliers, warehouse and transportation are managed smoothly. So this was all about the production planning performance measurement indicators. I hope you liked the video. If you would like to see more such videos on garment industry performance indicators, production controls, processes, please subscribe to our channel Stitch Diary. Thank you.